Welcome
to Nightmare Nation,
a paranormal podcast where we talk about haunted places around the world.
And scary things.
And ghosts.
And demons.
And possessions.
And seances.
And cults.
And UFOs.
And witches.
And sometimes serial killers. Not yet. Maybe.
Didn't we talk about there was a famous serial killer who stayed at the, what was the name of the hotel that we did?
Axe? Alaska?
No, the hotel in
California?
Yeah, in California. The murder hotel that the American Horror Story is based off of. I'm pretty sure was it Richard Ramirez?
Yeah, there was a serial killer
there. The Night Stalker. He stayed there at one point. So I feel like...
I mean, kind of serial killers, like mass murderers.
It's true.
Because of Alaska Axe House.
That's true.
We had the LaLaurie Mansion last week.
I would for sure call freaking Madame Delphine LaLaurie. She's a serial killer. Oh, you know what? The Harp brothers. The ones that murdered people on the Mississippi River were definitely serial killers. So I mean, we do it all. If it's
everything
horrible, gruesome, scary in any way, we want to talk about it.
Yeah,
because it's sick,
super
deep down.
Cool. Yeah,
sick people.
We have a
morbid fascination.
We really
with
enjoy
death.
it, but we would never partake in anything aside from ghost investigations.
Yes.
That is the extent.
We will go visit haunted houses.
Yeah.
We will never do anything that would create another ghost on this earth, like murdering someone, for example. We just had our, dare we call it our signature cocktail?
Our signature cocktail!
The unicorn blood beverage that
it's just so
you're
good.
Going to post about? Have you already posted about it?
No, it's posted tomorrow.
No, Thursday. This episode will go live after it's been posted.
Yes. Sorry, guys, it's Wednesday. We're recording right now.
But it's our first and signature beverage of our craft cocktail cult. Please join us on our mission to try out and sample and review and share recipes of the world's most delicious cocktails.
Because we love cocktails. We love alcohol.
Yes, we do.
Are now to the age where we actually enjoy good
stuff.
Cocktails and good alcohol and not Kharkov.
I mean...
And Ron Diaz.
But...
Unless we just want to get plastered in about an hour.
I was going to say, there's utility to a handle of Ron Diaz. I mean, it is cost effective.
That shit was my jam in college.
Drunk effective. I mean, it really gets the job done if that's what you're looking for.
Yes.
Now, if you want flavor...
But now we're sophisticated. We're fancy. Our palate has changed.
We've matured. Into... craft cocktail connoisseurs. So French after last week's episode. I just want to speak in French all the time.
We should probably just learn French now on Duolingo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already learning 2 languages on there. I might as well add a 3rd.
Exactly. Why not?
By the way, Duolingo is great.
Yeah, go do it.
I recently find myself getting really angry with social media. So instead, I think I talked about this last episode.
Yeah, we talked about it last episode.
So I've been trying to go on and just practice language every day instead. Not always successful.
No.
But
I've been really bad with social media lately. I'm very tempted of just uninstalling Facebook app.
Me too.
Because I have the page manager app for the podcast, so I don't need actual Facebook.
Yes.
I do need Instagram, though.
You do.
So...
I have debated. So I keep thinking,
done with it.
I don't know if I will ever delete my account simply because...
Not delete my account, just delete the app.
But I'm totally with you because I don't think I could ever delete my account because it's my only connection to a lot of people where I still genuinely care about what goes on in their lives and I don't have these people's phone numbers. Mm-hmm. But it makes me more upset.
Watch your bullshit.
No.
The shit you want to post and tell the world.
No.
I don't want to hear about other people's opinions.
No.
Because half the time, I just think they're stupid.
Yeah, I agree with that. I might do a temporary hiatus and just uninstall the app for a few months, take a break.
Let's do it. Do you want to do it right now?
Yes.
Right now.
Okay.
You guys, this is happening IRL. In real life, you guys.
In real time.
This this actually makes me super anxious. Is that weird?
No.
Oh, let's see how long this stays uninstalled. We're checking in next Saturday.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's give it 1 week.
1 week.
And then if a week goes well, we're going to do a whole month. Got it?
You know, I feel like Facebook is like a drug.
They design it that way.
Psychologically
addicting. They do it on purpose.
Yes.
To make it addicting.
Yes.
It's dumb.
Because I want as much as I don't want to know what's going on in people's lives, I still want to know what's going on. I still want to know what's going on.
Or the people that I constantly bitch about for being annoying on Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, the shit you post is so dumb. But I just love it. But I like revel in the fact that I hate it. You know what I mean? Like I see it,
because
I'm like, that's
I have nothing else going on in my life that I enjoy the dumbness of other people's lives.
No, it's so dumb. And what a pathetic thing. Like, let's just focus on ourselves and get away from the stupidity that is social media. Okay, we're gonna do it.
All right. Well, now that's gone. So tonight, friends.
So circling back to scary things.
Scary things. That's what we're here to talk to you about.
We're going to talk about another famous hotel.
We are going to Arizona, guys.
For the first time.
We haven't been to Arizona yet.
I'm so excited.
This is so great.
We're talking about...
What are we talking about tonight?
We are talking about the Hotel Monte Vista.
Monte Vista.
By the way, it's the most haunted place in Arizona.
Such haunted.
In case you hadn't guessed.
Of course.
Just like every other haunted place in Arizona, it's probably the most haunted place in Arizona.
Where is this hotel located?
The hotel is located along Route 66 in Flagstaff, Arizona.
On Route 66. We sang that in swing choir.
Yeah, we did when we were 13.
Yep.
Little babies.
So cute.
Little baby choir.
You're welcome for that little jingle, guys.
Amazing. So, the Hotel Monte Vista opened on New Year's Day, 1927.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So, it's got a lot of history. It's an old place.
So old.
It's located on 100 North San Francisco Street.
San Francisco in Arizona.
Yeah, I was like, why do you have a street named after a major city in California?
Not in California.
Flagstaff, Arizona. I don't know.
Why not?
I mean, I guess we have Chicago Avenue in St. Paul, I think.
I don't know.
Minneapolis. I don't
know. Something like
one of the
Minneapolis.
Cities. Yes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. So the hotel has been listed on the National Register of Historic Places, like so many locations that we talk about, which is so fun.
All of them.
Yes, a lot of them. And it has since been fully restored to its former glory and continues to serve the traveling public today. Along with playing host to numerous famous figures over the years, it also is apparently home to a number of unearthly figures.
Unearthly figures, that's what we love to hear.
Another fancy way of saying ghosts. And haunted shit.
Hauntings.
So I forgot to say my sources are legendsofamerica.com and hotelmontevista.com. Also, I'm Annie.
Hey, I'm Anna.
We really need to get better about introducing ourselves at the start of the episode.
We just get so excited about starting our episode, and then we go on tangents, and then we're halfway through the episode, and then we finally realize.
We're like, wait a minute, who are we? What's happening?
What are we doing?
Where are we right now?
Help.
Are we in a spaceship? What's going on?
Sometimes
what time is it?
That's where our brain goes.
That's usually what it is. It's like tonight, this morning, today, next week. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know.
You tell us what's going on.
Yeah, please. Keep us in the loop.
Reality is a very, vague concept to me right now. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So, the hotel has a red brick exterior. And based on the pictures that I saw, it seems like there's a main lobby and the lounge area are on the first floor, and then there's 3 floors of hotel rooms. And in my opinion, I think the building looks a lot like the Palmer House Hotel in Sauk Center.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
It's almost identical, very, very similar layout.
And even the little hotel sign they have on the top, the Palmer House has that too.
Well, and I want to say the Palmer House was built around the same time.
I think so.
I feel like I really should do a better job of remembering the shit we've already podcasted about.
But we just have so many things going on.
I literally brain dump everything I learn about a location into the microphone when we record, and then it's just gone.
Pretty much.
Totally gone. Move on to the next thing.
Yep.
So I don't remember when it was built. And I'm pretty sure I did the history for that one too, so that's embarrassing. But it's fine. Okay. So, so the hotel is one of the very few American hotels built entirely from public funds and taxes when in 1924, a man by the name of V.M. Slifer,
Oh, that's fun.
Spearheaded a local fundraising campaign to build the hotel. So we're back in the early 1920s. Tourism was just starting to become kind of a growing industry in the city of Flagstaff. So people wanted to come visit, but the available lodging they had was kind of scarce, and it was run down, outdated, old. People didn't really like staying in town, so they'd come basically to conduct whatever business they had and then leave right away. And what they wanted to do was actually entice people to come stay and spend their money in town to stimulate the economy. So Slifer saw an opportunity to build more accommodations so people would actually stay in town, and his efforts resulted in a city-voted ordinance that established a municipal bond to build the hotel. I don't understand half of what I just said out loud. Something about raising money to build a hotel.
Yes.
So
that's all you need to know.
Right. I'm not a financial person, even though I work in finance.
Yes.
I don't know what bonds are, you guys. I'm so embarrassed to admit that.
Like stocks?
Sort of. You like pay money and then eventually you can cash them in and get money back.
It's
I think. So
something like it.
You know,
it's not my forte. So I don't know.
I can pay my bills. That's what's important to me.
Exactly.
In terms
That's
of
enough
finances.
financials for me.
Okay. So within 1 month, they had gathered roughly $200,000 of funds through investments of prominent Flagstaff citizens and significant contributions from a novelist named Zane Grey.
Ooh, Zane Grey.
I love the name Zane.
One of the rooms.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes complete sense because he contributed a lot. She? Probably he.
Probably he.
I don't really know anything about who he was or what he wrote, but he contributed to the hotel.
That's neat.
That's cool. They must have named a room after him.
Yeah.
I really like the name Zane, by the way.
That's so cute.
It's pretty cool. So, ground was broken on June 8th of 1926, and the hotel took approximately 6 months to build. The construction plans for the hotel included 73 rooms, but also incorporated the local post office and a newspaper company called the Coconino Sun.
What is it with these older buildings and just incorporating literally everything into one freaking building?
I was just going to say that because the King's Tavern did the same thing. They're like, oh, we'll just be the post office too. Like,
there was another building. I don't think it was at the same
Palmer House Hotel
time.
Have like
I don't know if it was a Palmer House, but I thought it was like a bigger warehouse one that it was a post office and then it was a newspaper place. Like it just like cycled through everything. It wasn't the same thing at like the same time.
Yeah.
But it just...
Oh, well, the La Laurie Mansion was like 19 different things.
Yeah.
I mean, repurpose, reuse, recycle.
I suppose.
I mean, if they can consolidate functions into one building, let's be economical about our space management. I guess
so.
They're trying to be environmentally friendly. I guess.
In 1920?
Yes.
All right.
Very big focus.
You go,
of the
guys.
Era. In case you weren't aware, the 1920s was a huge Earth movement.
Super Earth movement.
Super Earth. Then I just pictured the Earth like flying through space, like moving really fast. Because I interpret things literally.
So.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I think about that too much, about the fact that our Earth is currently spinning at a very high rate of speed,
it weirds me out.
I like make myself motion sick.
Oh,
I
really?
legitimately like freak out a little bit and have to stop thinking about like I have a problem with things spinning. I don't know if you know that about me. That's kind of like a weird...
I don't know that.
So you know I have like weird quirks, right? Like I hate Band-Aids, I hate sticky paper things, like grosses me out. But
it's just so funny.
Like tire swings to me are like my worst nightmare.
Seriously?
So, and
I used to go in them all the time and they'd crank it up
make me
and then spin me around.
Want to like pass out and vomit and die at the same time. So when we went to the Boundary Waters, we were like hanging our bear bag in the tree, right? So we have it like attached to this rope and it's hanging and we had to get it up super high because the bears were really bad at the time. They warned us about the bears. And the rope was like, must have been twisted or something because it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And I literally... had to like walk away and go lay down in the tent and pretend like it wasn't spinning anymore.
Whoa, baby!
Because I kept trying to so I had like our canoe paddle and I was like poking it to trying to get it to stop spin and it just wouldn't stop spinning. And Andre, you could see me like freaking out. I was like, Andres, it won't stop spinning. It's making me feel sick. And he's like, oh my God. And he's like, it's fine. Go lay down. So I went and like laid down in the tent and tried not to think about it. And then he's like, I'm like, Andres, is it still spinning? And he's like, nope, it stopped. I'm like, I don't believe you. It's still spinning, isn't it? And it makes me so upset. It like gets sweaty. Like the movie,
so weird.
The movie Gravity, where Sandra Bullock is literally just spinning through space. Any space movie where like someone ends up spinning and they just don't stop and they're just hurtling through space.
Did you ever watch Interstellar?
Spinning. Yes.
Did that one freak you out?
Yes.
That's so weird.
And especially with space, because you know you will never stop. Yeah, no. You're just spinning forever. That literally, like, if you wanted to torture me, put me in something that would spin me forever.
So you could never go up into space then?
Never. I told Anders, literally, if you get the opportunity to go to space, leave me behind. Like, do not take me with you. Or just stay, but, like, do not take me with you.
I never knew that. That's so strange.
I feel very strongly about it.
Yeah, I can tell. That's okay. Everyone has their little quirks.
It's my quirk.
I got mine.
We'll have to hear about yours next episode. I want to hear a quirk from you next episode.
Okay. You might know my quirk.
Okay. I probably do.
Probably.
I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
But you didn't know this about me. So
no.
Now we
I know about your Band-Aids.
have a deeper, like, friendship understanding of each other. Okay, so the Earth is spinning.
All I wanted.
Flagstaff, Arizona.
Earth spinning in Flagstaff.
Okay.
Just Flagstaff.
Yes. Only in Flagstaff. The rest is stationary. Okay, so the post office and the newspaper company were located in the hotel. The previous newspaper company, the Coconino Sun, has now been repurposed as the Monte V Cocktail Lounge.
Ooh,
lounge, not lounge. Lounge.
So fancy.
During construction, the original name of the hotel was planned to be the Community Hotel in honor of all the townspeople who donated, which, like, that is the most vague name for a hotel.
That's so terrible.
It's so
the
boring.
Community Hotel. I want to incorporate everybody.
But they ended up holding a contest to pick the name, and a 12-year-old won, and he or she was the one that picked the name the Monte Vista, which means mountain view. Isn't that nice?
That's so cute.
I love it.
You go, little 12-year-old, you go.
Baby. After its opening, the hotel was popular not only among the tourists in the area, but also a favorite of the locals who quickly coined the phrase, "Meet me at the Monte V."
Oh, meet me at the Monte V.
Which I think is super catchy, and I love it a lot.
So catchy.
And it also reminds me again of the King's Tavern, the Palmer House Hotel, like these small like establishments essentially becoming the center point for like social activity in the town, which I just think is cool. There's not like one place in the city of Savage, Minnesota where people go to like chill.
Nope.
It's like not a thing. So in its first year, the hotel hosted Mary Costigan's daily 3-hour radio show from room 105. So Mary Costigan was the first American woman to be granted a radio broadcasting license.
Oh.
Which is bananas that like women weren't allowed to speak on the radio. What a fucking
especially
dumb
during
idea.
that time.
I know. So she was the first one ever, and she did her first broadcast from the Monte Vista Hotel.
Oh, you go, girl, you go.
I know. That's pretty cool.
Gosh.
So, although the hotel opened during the Prohibition era when alcohol was illegal to consume and sell, the lounge ignored the law and ran a profitable bootlegging operation.
Oh, you go!
Out of Flagstaff's most popular speakeasy.
Ain't gonna stop me from drinking my alcohol.
Nope. Well, unfortunately, in 1931...
just kidding.
They were raided by police and shut down.
Oh.
But then 2 years later, Prohibition ended, so they reopened. So it was kind of like an on-off situation. So then, for 5 years between 1935 and 1940, the hotel lounge and lobby also offered its many guests a wide range of slot machines to choose from, which were the only ones ever in the city of Flagstaff. So they didn't have like a casino or anything else. So the fact that the hotel had slot machines is like a huge deal because they had nowhere else to like go do that. So
I need to just ask this question because I don't actually know in other states... Can they have their own casinos? Like, are they run by the reservations like in Minnesota?
That's a great question. People who live outside of the Midwest, tell us if, just whoever can run casinos. Because here there's regulations.
Because I feel like in Iowa, I've seen like little slot machines in like their gas stations, like 1 or 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So maybe it's just Minnesota. Well, I don't know.
Well, maybe it's just like they have thresholds of like the number of them you can have. Like maybe if you have like one, it's not a big deal. But if you have more than a certain number, then you are considered like a gambling establishment. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Tell us, guys.
Tell us about your gambling experiences outside of the Midwest or Minnesota specifically.
That'd be really cool.
That's a great question. I don't actually know.
Okay.
So in the 1930s, a light atop the hotel was used to serve as the emergency signal for the city. Oh. So when it flashed, it would alert the local authorities and citizens of hazards and catastrophes in and around town and became a key part of the community watch.
Oh, it's like a Batman signal.
I was literally, that's all I could think of when I wrote that down. I'm like, you have a mother freaking bat signal at the top of your hotel that would summon the police and like warn the town.
I want a bat signal.
It was like a cross between a lighthouse and a bat signal, and I just thought that was super cool to include.
Can we have a bat signal for a craft cult?
I was going to say ours would just be in the shape of like...
Cult.
Want to try that again?
Called Craft Cocktail.
I messed that up last episode. Craft Cocktail Cult.
Craft Cocktail Cult.
I was thinking ours could be in the shape of like a martini glass, like silhouette.
Oh, yes. Gosh.
I love that idea. I think that's fun.
Yes.
Okay. Let's order a custom made martini glass signal. All right, so fast forward to the 1940s and 1950s. So that's the time when Western movies really became like popular with the American public. That whole genre kind of blew up and just became kind of the staple of like American entertainment. And more than 100 movies were filmed in nearby Sedona and Oak Creek Canyon in Arizona.
Oh, damn.
So during all these many filmings, the Hotel Monte Vista hosted a number of famous movie star guests, such as, and I'm just going to throw this out there, I literally don't know who any of these people are.
Perfect.
Apparently they're famous for being in Western movies, but it's all well before my time. So they hosted Jane Russell, Gary Cooper, Spencer Tracy, John Wayne, and Bing Crosby.
John Wayne sounds familiar.
Probably because you're thinking of John Wayne Gacy,
maybe
the serial killer.
I don't know.
That's my first thought that popped into my head. I was like, wait, that sounds familiar. Oh, wait, that's the first part of a serial killer's name. It's cool.
It's fine.
Also, in one of the rooms of the hotel, a scene from Casablanca was filmed.
Oh,
which is awesome.
That's fun.
I love that movie.
Weren't there like other celebrities that we know that stayed there too?
Probably. I didn't write them down.
Oh, I thought I remember reading some things about that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't get notes on that. That was specifically all the people that were famous from like the early 50s, like Western movies and stuff. But I'm not sure who else may have stayed there.
Gotcha.
In the 1970s, 3 men robbed a Flagstaff bank near the hotel, where one of the men was shot during their escape from the bank. So they decided they needed to like lay low for a little bit, and they wanted to kind of like hide from the police, but they were also super happy that the robbery went well. So they decided to like go get a drink, as one does when one is suffering from a gunshot wound. Like,
I mean, I would to go celebrate my successful robbery. I'm gonna go drink,
wash it down with a beer at the nearby hotel. Like,
duh. Makes sense.
It's probably not like across the street, but it's probably not that far away. So they basically sit down, have a drink, they pop in the lounge and just chill. But the guy who got shot ended up dying there because his wound was more serious than they thought. And he literally, before he could finish his first drink, he died in the lounge. Like a fucking dumbass.
I mean, you should probably just go to the hospital if you have a gunshot wound.
I mean, I guess like they probably didn't want to go to the hospital because they had just robbed a bank. And they probably would have been waiting for someone with a gunshot wound to wander in. That's probably not a common injury, but like just to go chill and like have a drink, which also like depresses your body's ability to like handle things like gunshot wounds. Like,
it's fine.
Maybe it wasn't the best idea.
He died happy.
I know.
That's all that matters.
But he didn't even get to finish his drink.
I know.
So I'd be sad. Like, one last sip.
Don't even get that last sip.
What a bummer.
Oh, poor guy.
Okay, so one other interesting piece of the hotel, which I loved this because it totally ties back to a previous episode that we did. So there is actually a system of underground tunnels in the city of Flagstaff that dates back to the 1880s.
Oh, shit.
So super old. They're rumored to have been built by Chinese immigrants, and these tunnels make their way from Northern Arizona University up through downtown Flagstaff, and businesses including the Weatherford Hotel, Babbitt's Backcountry.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know what that is. And the Hotel Monte Vista have direct access to these underground tunnels.
What? That's so cool.
It is super cool. And it completely made me think of the whole Portland Underground episode that we did, because we talked about like specific hotels and restaurants literally being connected to the tunnels. And just like the tunnels in Portland, there's like evidence that there was illegal activities happening, not so much like the human trafficking like there was in Portland because they're not like on a coast obviously, but they found relics of like opium dens and moonshine distilleries and gambling machines that were all like contraband illegal stuff.
That's really
and
cool.
They found like pieces of them down in the tunnels, which I think is super cool. And
that's awesome.
The fact that the hotel is directly connected to a tunnel, like that makes me feel like, I don't know, like it could have been used as like an escape route for like mob or like crime or just I don't know. Anything. Yeah. And I just think that's really cool. So like the tunnels today are used for just like storage of stuff, but I just thought that was kind of an interesting piece.
That'd be cool.
So the Hotel Monte Vista has continued to be the longest publicly held commercial property in Arizona until it was sold to a private investor in the early 1960s. The hotel, believe it or not, has actually reopened in the midst of the pandemic. They're available for business.
Oh, let's go.
They have safety measures in place, so put on your face mask and go take a visit.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Because Timmy and Denise are down there, so we can just go visit them.
They are. That's awesome.
And we can just stay at the hotel.
I love that.
It'd be so fun.
Yeah. So
I don't know how far away they are from
Flagstaff. They live in Phoenix?
No.
No?
They used to live in Sedona.
Oh, Sedona.
But then they moved.
Sedona was nearby. That's where they filmed some of those Western movies.
Yeah, but they're not there anymore. So, you know, Like everything else we talk about in this podcast, of course, this hotel is haunted.
What? Oh my God. I didn't know that.
I know.
Just kidding. I totes did.
Totes did.
Totes. I can't believe I just said that. I want to rip my hair out for saying totes.
Totes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I need to go on a tangent. Soup's quick.
Okay.
So.
Soup's quick, totes tangent.
Yes. I have been watching Hulu. Hulu has ads because we don't pay for ad free.
Oh God, it's unbearable.
Yeah, it's terrible.
We decided to switch to the ad one because we're like, we can save a couple bucks a month and do ad. I can deal with ads, and we literally did it for like half of one episode of one show, and we're like, fuck no,
it's terrible.
We're going back to ad free. This is not happening.
So there's an ad for it's a Trump ad.
Fuck.
An anti-Trump ad.
Is it the dumb computer one where she's like, did Trump really say that Trump did this?
With this coronavirus, Trump said that you can use UV lights and chemicals to help rid the
really
virus.
Say that?
Oh my gosh, I need to look this up. Oh my God, he actually did. Like, that's literally how she talks, and I cannot freaking handle that goddamn commercial. Her
terrible.
voice, like, how do you
well,
how do you talk like that? Like, oh my gosh, like a valley girl, like, is this sexy to you? Like,
that makes me want to punch you.
Like, shut the fuck up.
So first of all, that commercial is poorly written. No
Terrible.
offense, but seriously, it's terrible.
You should already know what's going on in the world.
Second,
right now.
that girl's makes me want to punch her.
Yes.
Whoever directed that did a terrible, terrible job of giving her feedback and like notes. Third, the fucking audio is all like fuzzy and echoey, and like I'm not gonna propose that I'm an expert on audio because like Lord knows half of our episodes sound like garbage. So like I am not like I'm a newbie when it comes to recording and editing audio.
But if you're gonna put a
freaking paid for TV commercial.
Yes.
It's like, what you sound like you're recording in a cathedral. Like, what are you doing?
Get your shit together, commercial,
I
please.
100% stand by the anti-Trump sentiment. That commercial irritates the piss out of us.
I hate that commercial so much.
I'm glad we feel the same.
One episode, I'm just gonna talk like this the whole episode, and
I will stop recording after
long,
1 minute.
It will last until you punch me in my face.
It will last about 15 seconds.
Or like the people who talk and all of their sentences end
in questions,
or they end and they're like, oh my gosh, and they like have a deflection. Like I can't even do it. Like it's like the Kim Kardashian, the instead of ending on a high note on your sentences, they always
taper down,
deflect.
Not deflect.
I
like downflect.
Downflect their voice. Mm-hmm. I can't.
I really like the lady from Parks and Rec that goes to Ron when Ron has to be more accessible to the public, and she goes in and she's like, and another thing that I like about the parks is the playgrounds are really nice, and another thing. She's just like, and Ron is like, this is my personal hell. And it's the best.
That's so great.
I love whoever played that lady, just prime. Yeah, great job.
Pretty great.
Okay, so back to Haunted Hotel.
Thank you for listening to our tangent there.
This has been our tangent tantrum.
Tangent tantrum.
Yep. That's going to be the name of our segment when we bitch about things that annoy us.
Tangent tantrum
time. Tantrum time. Because I feel like usually when we go into tangent, it's because we're like complaining about something.
We are.
Well, not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah.
So
we just have to get it off our chest and let you guys know what we're feeling.
We should start just like flagging it in the episode, like minutes 16 through 47 is our tangent. Skip ahead if you want to get to the good stuff.
Our tangents are the good stuff.
You're right. I'm sorry. Gosh. I shouldn't devalue the amazingness of our tangents.
Yeah, okay. Just the best.
Haunted Hotel.
So go. My sources, Soup's Quick, are Hotel Monte Vista.com, legendsofamerica.com, and Ghosts N, like the letter N.
3 times?
N, no.
4 times. Oh, I thought you were like literally just saying like Ghost N.
Ghosts N Ghouls.com.
Oh, like Ghosts and Ghouls.
Ghosts and Ghouls.
Ghosts and Ghouls.
So, when you stay at the hotel, the staff actually encourages you to ask them questions about the ghosts and to talk to them about it because they want to know and they want to tell you what goes on. And they obviously want to know your stories as well.
Just like us.
Yes.
Sidebar.
Send them in.
We want your stories.
nightmarenation19@gmail.com, please. Thank you.
I love that, though. I always get really excited whenever, like, the staff of a place is, like, on board with the haunted thing.
It's so great.
They must realize it's good for business.
Well, it is, because everybody wants to go in and fucking stay there.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
I do. So, obviously, there are all types of strange phenomena that are reported at the hotel, including odd noises, furniture moving, ghosts who appear out of thin air. They also ring the lobby telephone and knock things off of shelves.
You dicks.
Right?
That's hilarious. Well,
assholes. Those are my favorite ghosts.
I know.
Staff and guests also have heard band music coming from the second floor lobby when there is no band playing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so just mysterious band
That's very
players.
Specific, and I feel like it'd be hard to, like, hear a full band playing. Like, I'm picturing, like, brass instruments and stuff, right? Like, that kind of band.
I'm assuming so.
And it's
probably from, like, the 20s. Like, some
there.
sort of, like, jazzy something or another.
Yeah. Ooh.
Some trumpets blaring. Some little fluties going.
Little sexy tuba.
That's sexy tuba. The sexiest.
That was me being a sexy tuba.
Sexy tuba.
Okay.
So, of course, in the hotel, there are many rooms that are haunted.
Of course,
and are known for haunting.
Is the Zane Grey room haunted?
It is, actually.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So, the first one that is haunted, which I found this one quite fascinating, they call it the meat room.
Oh.
Which is room 220.
I don't like that.
It's not as bad as you think it is.
I'm picturing like a butcher's like meat hooks and like in the freezer and hanging meat. And
yeah, kind of.
That's ultimate, like in every cliche horror movie, that's where the person finds a serial killer and they have this like battle in the meat hook room.
Battle in the meat hook room.
That'd be a great name for a band. I'm just putting that out there.
Ooh, let's
Battle in
one.
the meat hook room.
Okay, so the meat room. So the long-term boarder who lived in this room was known by a strange habit of hanging raw meat from the chandelier.
What the fuck, dude?
Yep.
Why?
Just hanging meats in his room.
Don't do that.
Because why not?
Unless you're like making jerky and you're like hanging it up to dry, you should not do that.
Like, who thinks that that's a good idea to hang meat in a hotel?
This motherfucker apparently.
So weird.
That's disgusting.
Yes. So in the 80s, the lodger was actually found dead in his room 3 days after his death. So he has meat hanging in his room, but then there's also a decomposing body in there as well.
I bet it smelled delicious.
The terrible.
But the most important question is, did they find a slab of bacon?
I don't. Wrapped in a towel.
Especially wrapped in a towel.
That's the only way to find bacon next to dead bodies.
I can't store bacon properly now without wrapping it in a towel first. It doesn't go in my fridge unless it's in a towel.
It gets freezer burn if it's not wrapped in a towel.
Right. They were onto something.
They were. They got that shit down. They know how to properly store their bacon.
Or a slab of towels.
Woo! So then not long after his death, a maintenance worker was working on fixing up the room, and he needed to get a new fixture for the room. So he left, he made sure that he turned off everything, locked the door behind him, and when he returned a couple minutes later, he found that the TV was on at full volume, and the linens on the bed had been ripped and scattered around the room.
Ew.
Yeah.
And covered in meat.
Meat!
Rotting flesh. Oh.
Just
bummer.
Scattered. Sorry.
I feel like, there's a lot of, like, haunted rooms and places that have, like, weird smells associated with them. I feel like of all the places on the planet Earth, this would be the one that would have a rotten smell.
Exactly. Like, it'd be absolutely disgusting.
Ew.
So we should probably stay in that room.
Okay, great. I'll bring my bacon.
Good.
Okay.
He would probably enjoy a nice little slab of bacon
it's like
brought
an
to
offering
him.
into the meat ghost.
Exactly. He would love it. Just what he wanted. So today, this room is known for the TV turning on and off by itself. Guests often feel a cold male hand touching them in their sleep, and they hear coughing when no one is in the room.
How do they know it's a male hand?
Maybe it's just a strong...
Just big and strong.
Big and strong.
I suppose.
Yeah. So, there was also a guest who was staying in the hotel in the rocking chair room, which I will talk about next.
Okay.
But upon checking in, they wanted to know what room the meat man stayed in. So the staff member told them that it's room 220. So after they got their things into their room, they decided to go explore the second floor and to see if they experienced anything. As they were heading down the hallway to room 220, they started to notice a meat smell.
Yay!
Sausage smell, to be exact. Oh. Delicious!
Ew, that had to have been strong to be able to specifically identify it as sausage.
Some Italian meats.
Spicy.
Delicious. But luckily, the smell only lasted a couple minutes and then was gone. But then, on their way back to their room, a door suddenly opened right in front of them, and they thought that maybe it was someone coming out of the room, out of a guest room, but it ended up being a janitor's closet. They didn't see anybody come out of the closet, but they saw a large black mass that came out. And then they started recording, and when they played back the video, they heard a male's voice whisper, "Help.
Help?
Help."
That's gross.
Like, you wonder, how did he die then? Is he calling out for help?
He was probably...
Did someone murder him?
He probably died from eating, like, room
meat?
temperature raw meat that had been hanging for a week.
Delicious.
If I had to guess, it was probably food poisoning, but...
Most likely.
You know, that's just my guess.
It's gross. So next, we have the rocking chair room, which is room 305. So this room has been featured in many paranormal shows and is one of the most popular and active rooms in the hotel. It didn't tell me what paranormal shows the rocking chair room was on, but I'm just gonna go and assume all of the popular paranormal shows.
Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, the usual suspects.
Yeah, those ones. Yeah. So there are numerous reports of seeing a woman in the rocking chair near the window. Guests and housekeepers have seen the chair move by itself, and the housekeepers have also moved the rocking chair away from the window and come back to see that the chair was moved in the same spot right by the window.
That's like the chair room in, wasn't it Ohio State? Where they had the chair room where in the middle, and then if you move the chair, the ghost would get angry and the person had the scratches down their back. I think that was Ohio State.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of, is the Ohio State Reformatory chair room.
Don't mess with a rocking chair.
Don't mess with fucking chairs, you guys.
Yeah.
Ghosts are serious about their seating equipment.
They are.
Yes.
There is also, I want to say it's the Exorcist house. It's either the Exorcist house or a different one that... So a house that Ghost Adventures went and investigated. There was a chair in that house where someone was shot in, I do believe, and they hear like all sorts of whispering, and you can't move anything on the chair because it like it how it is. I don't remember.
Let's do that house. Let's figure out what it is.
I gotta figure it out.
Do it.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
So also in the rocking chair room, they have heard knocking come from inside the closet.
Gross.
So someone's just hiding in the closet.
I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. So the story behind this room is that years ago, an elderly woman who was a long-term renter would sit by the window for hours, and no one knows why. I find it weird that people like actually live in hotels.
Yeah.
Like long-term renters. I mean, I suppose maybe it's cheaper just to do that instead of actually renting an apartment.
Well, I know some places will like give you discounts if you stay for an extended period of time. You get like a lower rate, but I can't imagine a world in which it's still like cheaper than an apartment, and it's still just a hotel room. Yeah, that's weird. I know people will do that when they're like visiting towns for work, and they'll stay for like 6 months while they're there temporarily for work. But yeah, that's weird.
I would live in a hotel. It's free breakfast every day.
I love hotels.
Shit.
Hotels are the best.
Great.
I love going and staying in new hotels. And even just for a night, like not even doing anything. I just love being in like a fancy room that's not mine.
Exactly.
I just think it's
just
fun.
So fun.
It is fun.
Yeah. So next, we have the Woman of the Night, which the room is the Gray Cooper room.
Gray Cooper. He was another one of the famous movie stars, I think. Yes. No, Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper.
Unless I typed that wrong.
I mean, it could be Gary Cooper.
Maybe Gray Cooper had a brother named Gary.
Maybe.
Who names their kids Gary and Gray? And that's a douche move.
Weird people.
Okay.
So this is room 306.
So holy balls, that rain is loud.
Right?
Oh, guys, you're going to have to pardon the torrential downpour in the background. It's quite loud.
The heavens have opened.
Yes, they
This is great. So... Years ago, in the Flagstaff red light district, the hotel was just south of the railroad tracks. And there was one night in the 1940s where 2 prostitutes were brought to room 306. During their visit, they were killed.
Oh, no.
And thrown from their 3rd-story window down to the street below.
That is so awful.
Right?
Poor people just trying to make a living.
And all having sex.
Oh, it sucks. They do not deserve to die.
Thrown from a window. No, not at all. Over the years, many guests have reported being woken in the middle of the night and unable to get back to sleep due to feeling that they are being watched. And many of the men who stay in that room report feeling hands placed over their mouths and throats and awaken unable to breathe. And then the 2 ladies have also been seen in the pool hall and the lounge.
Oh, so they also just kind of meander around.
Yeah, checking for their next victim.
Sexy victim.
Sexy victim.
Okay.
That sexy tuba.
Where's that sexy tuba player? I'm gonna do him up real good. I heard your band playing earlier. Don't pretend like you're not here.
Yeah. Guess what's next?
The Zane Grey Room?
Zane Grey Room is next.
The Novelist Room.
The Novelist Room, room 210. This room is haunted by a phantom bellboy.
What?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's just walking around, still doing his job.
Yep. Working even in the afterlife.
Yep.
Can I get you anything, sir?
I mean,
have
pretty
your
much.
luggage?
So many people have reported hearing a knock on their door with a voice announcing room service, and when they go to check outside the door, no one is there, and not a glimpse of someone trying to escape, like a ding-dong ditch.
Like,
just no one.
Shit, like literally doing his job in the afterlife.
Yep.
Room service?
Yep.
Oh my god.
But
I want ghostly room service.
Right?
That is the coolest shit
That'd be
ever.
Sweet. Well, then we just have to go stay in room 210.
I guess we do. I want that room. I'd rather
Hello,
do
Phantom
that.
Bellboy.
I picked that over the like rotting meat room.
You don't want to smell meats all night?
No, I'd rather have phantom room service. That's cool shit.
So there have also been reports of a woman who wanders the hall just outside of this room, and the hotel staff also avoids putting guests with dogs in this room because the dogs typically go crazy with fear and tear up the room.
Oh no. Those animals know what's up.
Oh, they do. Dogs know.
Yeah, they do.
If Ghost ever starts barking
Just
up the stairwell
run.
or something, I'm out.
GTFO.
I am out. Not dealing with that shit.
Nope.
So the next area, we have a baby in the basement.
Oh no.
So many people hear disturbing sounds of an infant crying in the basement.
Aww.
And it's been heard over and over and over again. And the cries are typically heard by the maintenance staff and laundry personnel, and they often find themselves running up the stairs to escape the sound. But there's no explanation, no information about why there is a baby crying in the basement. Maybe a baby died in the tunnels or something.
Yeah.
And it's just stuck there.
Sad.
I don't know.
Ghost baby.
Into baby.
In the basement.
I'm so sorry.
It's so scary.
The next room, well, ghost, I should say, is the dancing couple.
The dancing couple.
The dancing couple.
Aww.
So lounge staff and patrons have witnessed a transparent couple dancing in the cocktail lounge, and they are also seen in formal dresses, well, in informal dress, laughing and smiling.
Cute. They're having fun.
They're just enjoying the afterlife, just dancing the night
happy.
away and just loving everything.
I love that.
It's just the best. And the last one we have, which Annie covered, is the bank robber.
Ha.
So, like, 3 men robbed bank, got shot, came to the lounge, drank, died. The whole 9 yards.
Yep. The end.
So, patrons and staff have reported being greeted by an anonymous voice saying good morning, as well as reports of bar stools and drinks that seem to move on their own.
He's like, I never got to finish my drink in life.
So I'm going to finish it
Give
now.
it to me now.
I
want your beverage.
He wants to get drunk in the afterlife.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do.
doesn't?
Right?
Yes.
So, friends,
that
that is all the scary things that happen in this hotel.
That was the Hotel Monte Vista in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Flagstaff, Arizona.
Don't forget Winona.
Kingsman.
Barstaff. San Bernardino, won't you get hip to this timely trip.
We scare your pants off, and then we help you to come back to reality and not scare you with our jazzy songs.
Our show tunes and hilarity.
Yes.
Or like I've said in a previous episode, Horrority. Which is a combination of horror and hilariousness.
Yes, that is what we do for you
guys.
That's
our specialty.
It is.
It's so great.
It's perfect.
We're going to coin that phrase. That's a new
we are.
thing. Okay.
So, next up on our craft cult cocktail drink.
Yes.
So the next is the Clover Club. This one is absolutely freaking
It's so delicious. Oh my God.
One of my favorite beverages.
Literally one of the best cocktails I've ever had. And we just like made it at home with not a great amount of effort. It was...
Nope. It's super easy. So the Clover Club. So with a lot of these drinks, it's kind of a similar base with them. So it's always 1 part alcohol, 1 part simple syrup, 1 part citrus
or juice of some kind.
And you can just kind of mix it however you want to. And most of the time it's good. So the Clover Club is 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, 2 ounces of gin, and then you put a handful of raspberries into the shaker. You shake it with ice, double strain. What that means is you first strain it with like your shaker strainer, and then you have a smaller mesh strainer on top of your cup to double strain, so you don't get the raspberry bits into your drink because you don't want that, because you want a smooth drink.
Uniform texture.
Yes. So then you pour your double strained drink back into your shaker bottle, and then you shake in 1 egg white.
Not full egg.
Not full egg, because
egg white.
Absolutely disgusting.
Nope, we don't want the yolk.
Egg white. Make sure that they're pasteurized so you don't get E. coli, salmonella,
all that good stuff.
All of that. And what the egg whites do is it kind of makes it a thicker consistency in the drink, but then you also get a nice froth on the top of your drink that is absolutely delicious. So you shake it for about 15 seconds, and then you pour it into a nice coupe glass. A little coupe glass is like a flatter looking wine glass, essentially.
It's delicious.
Voila, you have your Clover Club drink. And it's so freaking good.
They're so good.
So refreshing. The raspberries in it just make it delicious. The more raspberries you put in it, the stronger raspberry taste you're going to get.
Obviously.
And make sure that they're fresh raspberries, because if you use frozen raspberries, it's just going to be bitter because you don't get the same taste in frozen fruit as you do with fresh fruit.
Exactly. And the raspberries make it this really fun, like light pink kind of rosy color, which is just super appealing to look at.
It's so great. And also make sure you're using fresh lime and lemon juice, because it makes the taste of your drink 10 times better than using it from a bottle.
Yeah, in my opinion, step 1 to starting to make good cocktails at home is stock up on fresh citrus fruit.
Yes.
Just like buy a shit ton of lemons and limes. You will need them for fresh juice. And like Anna said, it just tastes so much better. So thanks for joining us in our Craft Cocktail Cult Corner for beverage recipes and all things cocktail related.
It's the best and our favorite.
It's the best. Try it out.
I love it.
If you try a Clover Club, let us know. We want to hear about it.
Yes.
So we'll post the recipe as well.
Yes, we will.
So
on Thursday. Thirsty Thursdays.
For
the Craft Cult Cocktail.
Hashtag.
Why can't we get this right? Craft Cocktail Cult.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
Craft Cocktail Cult.
In other news, if you have ever experienced anything paranormal or scary or unexplained, send a story about it.
We want to know.
We want to read it on the podcast.
Please send it in.
If you have any suggestions on places you'd like covered, please send them in. We would love to cover a place that you're interested in hearing about.
We may have one for you next week.
Yeah, we do.
Brought to you by Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
He's
super fan.
And it's so great.
It's
this is like the 4th one that we've covered.
Yeah, and they're always great topics.
Yeah, so exciting.
Send them in to nightmarenation19@gmail.com.
Check us out on all of these social media platforms. We've got the Facebook Nightmare_Nation19. We have Instagram Nightmare.Nation19. We also have YouTube, which is
YouTube
Nightmare Nation 19.
Sweet.
So some combination of those
words and
numbers and punctuation, you'll find us.
Just slap them all together in a Google search. I guarantee you'll find it.
Exactly.
Yes.
But until next time, friends, be safe.
Please don't use a Ouija board.
Don't do it.
Don't have a seance.
Don't do it.
Unless you've already done a seance and you're already possessed, I guess you can do another one.
I guess so.
If you have
to. But then please get an exorcism.
Yes, please.
And if that happens, let us know.
Oh my God.
Please,
if you've ever been exorcised. I want to hear that story.
We want to interview you and bring you on our podcast.
That would be cool. I will pay to fly you to Minnesota to be on our podcast if you've survived an in-person exorcism.
Oh, gosh. So, friends.
Stay safe.
Stay safe, please. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.